Hey guys, I wanted to share something real quick. Watch Griffin's at football. That I think what would help you guys. I shared it on a mastermind call. I've shared it in some trainings, but I think sometimes it takes us a few times to hear it, and there's new coaches in here and stuff like that. So I really think this might help bring some things together for you when it comes to one, gratitude. Right? Gratitude in your journey. Like I always tell people, don't forget where you came from. Don't forget how far you've come in this journey, right? And this task, so to speak, I think is going to help you in three different areas, right? And so the first is gratitude, right? I think a lot of times we get down on ourselves, we get impatient, we get to a point where we start, we become unsatisfied and a little bitter because we're looking at where we're not. And I really think a lot of times that has to do with the fact that we don't take a second to, we're climbing a mountain, right? And we don't take a time to look back and see how far we've come and to look at the view, right? So this task is going to help with that, okay? And I think gratitude, being thankful, what we focus on matters, because what you focus on is what you get more of. I think when we focus on the negative, that's what will cause us, there's actually science behind this, that synapses, they start to develop and fire according to what you focus on, what you think about, what you talk about, all of that kind of stuff. Life and death is in the power of the tongue and all those kind of things. So all of that stuff matters. Is actually science-based, right? So I really think this will help with that, because I think we get down on ourselves just in life. Right? Because it's not when the storms, it's not when the obstacles, it's not when the detours, it's not if they will hit us, it's when, right? And how we've prepared our heart and how we prepared our focus and what lenses we're looking through is what matters with how we progress forward. Right? And so I think a lot of us get stuck, right? We get stuck in this place. And I think this task is going to help you get unstuck. And it's going to help you navigate life and the different obstacles that you're going to face the rest of your life. And it's the goggles that you're looking through, or the lenses that you're looking through. It's what you focus on is actually what matters. It's actually, they've done studies, it's what actually can cause us to dip into a depression because of what we're focusing on, right? So many of us we've had insane transformations, not just physically and not just financially, or maybe not even that at all, but mentally, spiritually, our daily, our relationships inside the house, our relationship with ourselves, our relationship with our God, the list goes on of the transformations that we've had. And if we don't focus on them, we're going to slip into the worldly mindset of, why don't I have what that person has? Right? We slip into the, what did she say today on that webinar, is the never contenters. We're never content, right? Or always looking for the next best thing because of what we're focusing on, right? The never contenters tend to always focus on what they don't have, on what everybody else has. And that can really send us into a downward spiral. And honestly, I'm telling you, this is my true belief, is that our society, they are trying to program us for that. Why? Because fear sells well. Do you know what I mean? Fear sells really, really well. And so that's the first reason that I'm going to tell you to do that. Do this. The second is, this is going to help you invite. Okay, this is going to help you invite to your team. This is going to help you invite to your challenge groups. This is going to help you connect with people. This is going to help you find new people. All the stuff, the whole funnel. If you do this task that I'm asking you to do, it's going to help you with that, right? And so first, let's see, we talked about first, you're going to have more peace if you focus on this. Okay, you're going to have more peace if you do this. You're going to be able to, with more ease and excitement and passion, invite to your team and to your challenge groups, right? Because you're going to make impact with that. And then 3, it's going to make it easier to share on social media. Okay? And so all of those things are huge pieces to the business puzzle, but the first part to just the happiness puzzle. You know what I mean? Chad and I are always asking, there's a thing around the house is anybody happy anymore? Do you know what I mean? Are we just so programmed in society to think of everything that's wrong with our life, everything that's not right, everything is not happening fast enough? Absolutely we are. Absolutely we are. You want to know why? Because a lot of people will chase the carrot. And even in our industry, right, the whole recognition deal was put in the place to cause you to fear and to cause you to chase recognition and to motivate you from a very, very fear-based, look at me like mindset, right? And there's no peace in that. But this, in my opinion, is going to break the chains for that, and it's going to cause you to share from a place of excitement and to share social media from a place of realness and a place of influence and a place of trust and character and all those things that are important to gaining influence, okay? So here's what, and some of you guys are like, Summer, you told me to do this before. I'm going to tell you to do it again, because I can tell some of you don't do it, and maybe you did it and you still don't look at it. I can tell, for sure, okay? So you're going to take a piece of paper, and you're going to fold it in half. You're going to fold it in half. And on one side, it's going to say before challenge groups. And on the other side, or before your program or whatever. And on the other side, it's going to say before this team. And you're going to write everything that was different about your life before you were in a challenge group, before you were surrounded by positive people, before you started pushing play, before you started putting this amazing shake in your body, before you started to get connected with this tribe, before you had these people loving you unconditionally. You're going to write what life was like before. Right? And if you read that every single day, there is no way, because some of the things some of us have overcome because of this opportunity, because someone reached out their hand to us, you guys, some of us wouldn't be alive. For real. I'm not joking. Right? And when we forget that, and we slip into it, this isn't enough, why am I not there yet? I don't think we would. I think we are programmed in society. I think other people that are trying to sell us stuff try to get us to think that we don't have enough, try to get us to think like, oh, I need that training, oh, I need this training, oh, I need that, this isn't working, I need that car, I need that house, I would be happier if I had that. Bullcrap. Look at your list. If you just looked at your list and you realize how far you'd come, you'd find your joy again. You'd find your joy again. Right? I mean, think about it. What was life like before a challenge group? So on the left side, what was it? For me, I cried in the closet. Y'all? I mean, you know, like, because I read my list every single day, there is not one date night that doesn't go by that when I get dressed and I look in the mirror, I don't thank God that my coach reached out her hand to me and that I had a group of 100 people. No, nobody was checking on me. No one was chasing on me. No one was texting me, but they were there every single day cheering me on. I had to show up. I had to do my part. But Rebecca was in there, Amy Kennard was in there, Kristen Sharp was in there. I mean, the list goes, Kelly Thompson was, the list goes on of the people that were in that group, cheering me on, congratulating me, loving on me, you know, encouraging me, celebrating victories with me. Right? 7 years ago. There isn't a day that goes by that I don't thank God for putting that in because I read that list every single day, because you know what? If I didn't, I would look at some people that have six packs and I would get distracted by what he has done through them. But instead, I look at that list and I realize what he has done through me and what he has done for my life and how he has made my marriage better and my relationship with my kids better. That my 7-year-old doesn't struggle the same way I did at 7. You see what I'm saying? That when my son has, you know, reaction to gluten because of this community, because of this journey, because of Beachbody, I know exactly what it is and I know how to do it, and I have the confidence to tell him no, because that he can't have the gluten, because I know it's better for him. And I have that confidence because of this team, right? I used to avoid bathing suit season. This past summer, I rocked a bikini at age 36 after 3 kids. You know what? That feels good. 7 years ago, I hid. This morning, I woke up and hammered out 20 push-ups. 7 years ago, I didn't have the confidence. Before I even tried the 20 push-ups, I would tell myself I couldn't do it. Do you guys see what I'm saying? 7 years ago, I hid in the closet when I ate. I binge ate at potlucks. On the weekends, I drank too much. When Chad was deployed, I ate too much in the closet. After I thought I deserved it. I had a horrible relationship with food that made me feel horrible as a mom and horrible as an individual, and like I was in a prison. Not no more. Right? And if I don't remember where I came from, do you see where gratitude comes from? That's also where my invites come from, because you know what? There's people out there that need freed the same way I was freed 7 years ago. You know what? I was also freed from the scale. I was no longer defined by a number, and my weight has fluctuated, I'm sure, because of different ailments that I've had, different challenges that I've had, you know, different injuries that I've had, different things that I've gone through. And you know what? Because of this team, because of these challenge groups, it doesn't define me. I don't fold in the fetal position. I stand back up every single day through the ups and through the downs because of challenge groups. And there are people out there that need what we have. Why? How do I know that? Because I stare at that piece of paper every single day that reminds me where summer would be if it wasn't for someone that reached out to me. Right? And so we all don't have the same before and after. Some of you guys were on antidepressants. I've never had to deal with that. But you know what? That's one of the #1 prescribed drugs in this country. Did you know that? So like there's some people that need freed from that freaking drug. Right? So you have to come back to this list I don't care where you're at in the journey. I started out with this. I don't care. It comes from a place of gratitude. There are many things that every single one of you listening to this have benefited from in huge ways. Have healed from wounds that have been healed. Growth on the inside that people can't see on the outside. See what I'm saying? And people need that. And if we focus on that, our invites won't be as hard. Getting up in the morning won't be as hard. Pushing play won't be as hard because we look at that list and damn right, look how far I've come. Look how far I've come. And on the right side, what has changed in your life since being a part of this tribe? I don't know. Some of you guys have been at retreats with me. Freaking life-changing, man. Life-changing to get in a room like that. The Narrow conference that we just went to, life-changing. Joy all over the place. Right? You wouldn't have been invited if you weren't a part of this team. You want to know why? Because that's reserved special for our tribe. Really, for the most part, you wouldn't have known. Right? So don't you think somebody else deserved to be a part, have those opportunities? Don't save it for yourself. Right? What else did we have that, has changed since being a part of this tribe? Have you redefined success? I have. I don't have those chains of what other people try to define success by. New boats, nicer cars, bigger houses, vacation houses, all of that kind of stuff. No way, man. We've been freed from $100,000 worth of debt. We don't spend like some people do. There is no financial stress in our life. And not because we make good money, but because we aren't defined by things. Right? I used to be defined by things. I used to be defined by a title. I thought that I had to have a title on the end of my name. Not anymore. Thank God for this team, this growth, the events we go to, the growth environments we put ourselves in, the personal development books we read. And you know what? I wouldn't be married if it wasn't for this team. I can guarantee you I would have walked away from Chad. It was the hardest 4 years of my life, and we're still digging out of it. But I wouldn't be here because I would have given up, because I would have thought I was entitled to a better marriage. Me. That is what all summer talks about before this team. Me. It was all about summer. Not anymore. Thank God. I understand what a we environment means. I understand that my household is about we. And while Chad's growing, I need to be about we and not me. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't be, like, and that is a generational thing. They can have generational impact. You know what I'm saying? All of those things are on a list that I look at every single day. Every day to remind myself. Every day when someone tells me no. Every day when someone comes down hard on me about how I lead. Every day when somebody, a mentor, comes down hard on me or turns her back on me or whatever. I look at that list, and at that instant when I want to say, like, what is this all for? I look at that list and it reminds me why I'm here. It reminds me why I refuse to abandon my leadership post. It reminds me why I'm thankful even when Beachbody is making some tweaks and changing things and changing the back office and changing to Beachbody On Demand and changing some things. It reminds me of why I'm here and what I have to be grateful for instead of what I have to complain for. You guys get what I'm saying? And then it allows me, looking at that list every day, I realize what I can post about. And it doesn't have to be lengthy. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be showy. But I can weave in about doing 20 push-ups every morning. I can weave in about my personal development that I do, how I start my morning, how I win my mornings. I can weave in about the quotes that are all over my house that I would have never done if it wasn't for this team, if it wasn't for this opportunity. I can weave in my workouts and how I almost vomited today on day 2. But you know what? At least I'm healthy enough I should have been in surgery today. And I wasn't. Because of this team, literally. Because of a person on this team, I was not in surgery today. That I wouldn't have known. And I would have been in surgery. They would have not found the issue with my neck, the compression in my neck that is cutting off my hearing and cutting off some digestive. I would have known. I added it to my list. And I can post about it. Do you guys see what I'm saying? It makes everything easier. It makes everything easier. So that's what I want you guys to do. Don't be stubborn. Don't be stubborn. Gratitude is something that I see really wrecking this country. Lack of it. Lack of it. Every single day we should look at this list that reminds us of how far we've come, what we have to be grateful for, and what we have to offer, what we have to pay forward to other people. And I'm telling you, when you look at this list, you won't struggle with belief. Because you'll remind yourself about how far you come instead of how far you think you should be. You'll know exactly how to invite people. You'll know exactly how to invite people. Feel, felt, found will come very easily when someone's talking to you. I know how you feel. I felt that way when Chad deployed for the first time. I found when I got surrounded by people, it really helped me move forward. Are you willing to at least give it a try? Try something different with me. See? Easy. When you remember where you came from. When you don't remember where you come from, that's when you start to feel unworthy. That's when you start to feel like a fake. That's when you start to get in your head. That's when the enemy gets a stronghold on your life and starts to whisper, and it gets louder and louder in your ear. That list is a reminder of where you came from, what he brought you through, and why we can use it to help other people. And that is where it'll help you with gratitude, it'll help you with your invites, and it'll help you with your social media. So I would love for you guys to all do that tonight. Why move forward? Like seriously, why do anything else if we're not going to be grateful for how far we've come? Why? We can't invite from an ungrateful heart. We can't serve from a place of ungratefulness. We can't share on social media from a place of bitterness. Because the ungrateful, the opposite of that, is bitter. It really is. It takes root in your heart. So we have to stop everything that we're doing, and we have to really take a moment to pause and look at how far we have come. I don't care if you've been a coach for 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years. This has all been placed in our life for a reason. If we take a second to be grateful, our invites will come easy. Our life will come easier. Our invites will come easier, and our social media will come easier. Our posts come from that, our invites come from that, and our life comes from a place of gratitude. I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.